Welcome, everyone. Good evening. It's a blessing to have you here today. We're going to give people some time to come in. If this is your first time with us, please know that you can join us at 7 p.m. every Thursday. We've been walking through the major prophet Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel. We're almost done with that. But on this evening, you see the green background behind me. And so at the top of the year, I explained that when you see the green background, it's going to be the talk. So we won't have our traditional Bible study. I'm just going to talk to you. So that's what we're going to do on this evening. So welcome, giving people time to come in on the phone, the conference call line, and on Facebook. So please know that you can always join via conference call as well. So we're so grateful to have people on YouTube, people on Facebook, and people on the phone. Hello, hello. Whenever you speak to me or say something, I will respond. So welcome to The Talk with Dr. McCoy. That's what we're doing. Good evening to you. I see you saying, I'm here. That's Sister Janet Price. All right. Glad you're back. All right, so we're just giving people a little time to get in. And we're going to have the talk on this evening. Let me refresh us. I see my brother is here saying, sis, so good to have you here. So let me refresh us about what the talk is about. All right, this is not going to be Bible study. I'm going to talk to you. The idea for 2022 is 2022 readjusting you. 2022 reevaluating you. And when we think about reevaluate, it simply means to reconsider, to rethink. Hello there, Sister Samantha. Good evening to you. So glad you're back. So when I'm talking about reevaluating and or readjusting, I'm talking about reconsidering. And really, evaluating is an action word. So these talks are going to be about you. 2022. Reevaluating you. So evaluate is to think again, is to think about something in another kind of way. So it's all about you, and I'm talking to you. So last time, and this will happen once a month, last time I told us that I'm going to focus on the 4 T's. So last month I focused on togetherness. All right. If you were here for the green background, you remember togetherness. Okay. Then I said the next T, I'll focus on time. That's what we're going to focus on this evening. Then Thanksgiving, gratitude is going to be one. And then theology, God in relation to human existence. Okay. So anytime you see the green background, I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to just come down your road, down your alley. Okay. So time. There is an African proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So as I'm talking to you, if you're thinking about constraints like age, like you're like, oh, she's saying that, but I'm this age. Again, the second best time is now. If you have constraints and you're thinking, my level of education, I don't know about that. The best time is now. You are a thinking person. You're able to do. You're able to use your time in the best way possible. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about on this evening. Why am I going to do that? Well, let me talk to you about one of the things I used or the way I use my time. Let me do that. All right. So many of you know I'm Dr. McCoy because I earned a PhD. I was not gifted, a doctoral degree. I didn't pay for it, for somebody to give me a piece of paper. I spent time earning a PhD. But let me tell you the backstory, because a lot of people don't tell you. Now understand that a PhD, only about 1% of people hold a PhD. Now there are people with doctoral degrees, but they don't have PhDs. A PhD is an academic degree. Many people have doctoral degrees in their profession, like a professional degree, but I earned an academic degree. Oh, but let me tell you about my time spent in academia. All right. So when I was in school, I talked a lot. Can you tell? Yeah, that's why this is called the talk. Yeah. I talked a lot. I love to play, I love to run around. And so that was my thing. I didn't dislike school, but I was not very good in mathematics and science. I just didn't like it, all right? I did like English, maybe because I had to deal with words and I like to talk. I don't know, but I did like English. And so as I went through grade school, K through 12, I did not make great grades. I did not flunk out of school, but listen to me. I spent my time doing the best I could, and I did not do a great job. So by the time I reached the level of taking the SAT, that standardized test, I also took something called the ACT, but the SAT, I scored poorly on the SAT. So then when my grades were low, I honestly thought with that SAT, I thought that I was stupid. And I'm using that word because that's what I called myself. And time after time, I would defeat myself with my own words. Nobody told me I was stupid, but I told myself I was stupid. So then my friends went off to college. Everybody I knew, just about, they went off to college, like the big college, right? And so I said to myself, well, I'm stupid. They're gone and I'm going to just be here. So what do stupid people do? Now I'm talking about me. I'm telling my story. I'm not talking about you yet, okay? So I said, well, stupid people, okay, well, I could go to the community college because maybe when I get there, I could, try to learn something. I did want to learn. I didn't know what I wanted to learn. But I knew I talked a lot and I knew that I wanted to be something, but I couldn't be what my friends were because they went to the big university. So I went to the community college. Well, when I got there, guess what? They told me that I had to take remedial classes. Yes, the Dr. McCoy, PhD. So I got there and at the community college, I spent my time taking remedial classes. And that term just supported that I was stupid. Because they called me remedial, which I was like, okay, so I'm slow. So I'm stupid, I'm slow, and I'm taking remedial classes. But I didn't give up. I spent my time saying, well, I ought to be able to get something on this level. So I spent my time. So then this is what I started to think. I said, you know what? I didn't score well on that SAT. And now I'm taking these remedial classes, but I'm doing okay. So I started to do all right at the community college. And so I was excited. I was like, oh. And so then I was inducted into like this. I was like on the dean's list. I was like, oh, wait a minute now. So then that's when I decided to start spending my time rather than saying I'm stupid, I'm remedial, and I'm slow. I said, I'm going to spend my time proving to myself that I'm actually not proving to you and you, but proving to myself. So this story that I'm telling you is about how I spent my time proving to me that I was capable of doing more than I ever thought possible. So I stayed at the community college and I said to myself, I'm going to spend my time proving something to myself. That's the title of this story. I spent my time proving something to me. So I continued at the community college, and then they had something called college transfer, like classes and an experience of college transfer. So I said, oh, so you mean to tell me, I didn't say this out loud, but I'm talking about the things time after time, what you say to yourself. I said, so you're telling me that I could possibly go to a university like my friends if I enroll into this college transfer thing? So in my family, I was first generation college. So my parents were hard workers, wonderful people, okay? They taught me the value of hard work. So what I did was I took that value of hard work, like manual labor, and I applied that to hard work in the classroom, and I applied that to hard work about what I say to myself about myself. So 2022, reevaluating you. I'm telling you how to do it. So I reevaluated myself, and I said, you know what? If I'm going to be at this community college, maybe I can go to a university. And let me say this. I'm not saying anything negative about community colleges. I said that then because I didn't know any better. So if you're saying that about yourself, then you don't know any better. So let me tell you, you need to reevaluate what you're saying because the community college is a blessing. Not to mention you can save money. So anyway, I kept on going and I ended up transferring my credits to a school called Shaw University. Okay? So I was excited. But guess what? I started saying negative things to myself time after time again. I spent time saying, well, Shaw University is the black school. I had heard that somewhere. I picked it up somewhere, right? Because, in the black experience, sometimes we believe that the white man's ice is colder. It's still ice. I had that crab mentality, thinking that if I go to this school and that school, now I understand that, when you go to apply for jobs and all these kinds of things, they look at your school and all those kinds of things. But let me tell you something about my great-grandmother by the name of Daisy Tatum. God rest her soul. She never was educated. She was what you call a mammy. She took care of little white kids, okay? If you know anything about Winston-Salem, there is a hospital called Bowman Gray. She took care of Dr. Gray's little kids. She took care of the doctor's kids. Never knew that her descendant would be a doctor. But let me keep telling the story. Okay, so I had in my mind, but if you go to Shaw, this and that and this and that. But I kept telling myself, you're not thinking right. Reevaluate what you're saying. You're proving to yourself, no matter what these people have to say about the school or about the experience, your goal is to prove to yourself that Daisy Tatum's great-granddaughter can be somebody in the classroom. So I went to Shaw. And what I learned when I got to Shaw is that they didn't just teach me things in books. They taught me how to love myself. And so when I saw professors that looked like me, I thought to myself, oh, so here I am learning something else, not listening to you all, but listening to that voice within as I'm proving something to myself. So yes, focus. You type focus. That's right. So I had to stay focused. Not on what everybody else had to say about me, but about what I had to say about me. So I had been saying that I'm stupid. I had been saying that I'm slow because when I read something, I had to read it more than one time. That's not what smart people do. Well, I tell you, I have a PhD now, and I still read things more than one time. Especially when you authors try to use those big words. I have to look them up, but that's okay. I am a learner. And being a PhD means that I have mastered the art of learning. I'm academic. Okay, so let me get back to the story. Okay, I'm reevaluating myself. I'm trying to give you some insight into how to do it if you don't already know. So I went to Shaw. Oh, they taught me so many things. I said, oh my goodness, I made great grades, okay? So I graduated with honors, magna cum laude. I was like, oh my goodness. So I said, well, if I can get a bachelor's degree, I wonder if I could get a master's degree. So I went to read about what it was. Don't say to yourself that you don't know. It's okay not to know, but it's not okay to not want to know. You don't have to know, but you do have to go find your resources and figure out what it is. Okay? So I got that bachelor's degree in sociology because I love people. I love, community. So I was like, okay. So then I went and I applied to their divinity school. Not because I wanted to be a preacher, but because I wanted to be a chaplain. I told you my great-grandmother, she took care of a doctor's children. So then I wanted to go to the hospital and help people, being a chaplain. I wanted to go to the military and help people. I wanted to be the pastor in some important context. Not in the church, but in the military. And so I realized that you have to have a Master of Divinity degree in order to do that. But could I do that? Well, let's see what I'm talking about. What am I saying to myself? Can I do it? I said, well, you were able to you were able to do well at the community college. You were able to find out what a bachelor's degree program looks like on your own because the guidance counselor wasn't that interested in you because you didn't make all A's in high school. So I didn't have that kind of help. So I went and researched it. So then I applied to Shaw Divinity School. Oh, I made great grades in there too. So then I said, wait a minute. If I can do well at the community college, if I can get a bachelor's degree and I can get a master's degree, what else is out there? So I started reading about doctoral degrees, right? And so I already had a Master of Divinity degree. So I didn't want to go get a doctorate in ministry because I already had the professional degree for ministry, right? So I figured, I'm not going to do that double time. I'm going to look into another type of terminal degree. So SAT was still on my shoulder saying, you're not as smart. You're not that smart. You're not. So then I read that about 1% of the American population has a PhD. So I said to SAT, if I could earn a PhD, I don't have to ever be concerned about SAT. Because you know what? Then I would have proven to myself, again, not you, because I'm not concerned about what you think about me, because according to SAT, my scores were low. So you would have said that I was average or below. So I'm really not concerned about what you think, right? This is about me proving something to myself. So I'm spending my time to prove to me that I can learn. I just learn in a different way. All right. So I learned of a PhD program. I read about it because I didn't even know what a PhD was. But I'm Daisy's great-granddaughter. So if Daisy could do the things that she did, I'm standing on her shoulders. I need to get down and do something. So I applied to the program. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that I can learn so much. And the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. You learn so much and you realize you don't know anything at all. So then when I graduated with a PhD and I had those 3 bars on my arms, well, I was in that regalia. I thought about my great-grandmother Daisy. I thought about my grandmother Lucy, and they're both gone now. But if they could see me now, so this is Black History Month. And all I want to do is encourage you on this evening to let you know that you still have time to prove something to yourself. Let me say that again. You still have time to prove something to yourself. Don't worry about what people have to say about you. Because according to the tests in schools, I was dumb. And so I just wanted to share that with you on this evening. I don't have a whole lot to say, but I've never really told that story. And on last evening, I was doing a workshop and I was talking about servant leadership. And someone typed in the chat section, I was talking about learning and training, and they said, never let anybody, they said anybody can be trained. And when they said that, it sparked something. And I said, you know what? I need to tell this story. Now is the time. I earned that PhD in 2011. And now it's 2022. So what are you going to do? Your story may not be about education. I'm just using that because I had to reevaluate, me. So maybe yours is something else. But like I said at the top of this video, there's an African proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But the second best time is right now. My brothers and sisters, all you have is right now. I have been told before that certain things I couldn't do because I was a female. I've been told that certain things, I couldn't do because I wasn't qualified. And I got to the point where I just don't care what you have to say about me anymore. And so when you see me happy and you see me the way that I am, that's because I don't need your energy to be energized. I just don't. I mean, I thank God for people complimenting me. I went through that stage of not loving my brown skin, because I was not as light skinned as the other Black people. I've been through all that. It ain't going to be too much that you can throw my way that's going to bother me. I'm just not bothered because I did the work. So my question to you is, what work have you done and what work do you still need to do? That's really what this is about. I am who I am because of God first. God has been there 100% of the way, but I had to do my part. So I see you all, Sister Samantha, saying the story needs to be shared with others. Well, God bless you. I'm doing it. So maybe you want to share this. I don't ever really talk to you all about sharing these videos, but maybe this is the one where I'm all messed up and crying. I'm not usually like this on the other ones, right? But maybe this is the realest of the real, and you need to share it because somebody needs to hear that in 2022, you need to reevaluate you to do what you need to do. That's what you need to do. I did it. I'm telling you that it's possible. I had bad things to say about me. Other people have bad things to say about me. That's the past. Now I have to move forward and continue and do what I need to do. And that's what I'm doing every single day. So I'm fixing up some things, my brothers and sisters. I'm investing in me. I did that in education. I'm doing it as I'm sharing who I am with you. I'm going to continue to do it in my finances. What is your thing? What is it? It may be exercise. It may be finance. It may be relationships. It may be travel. It may be education. You see? Yes, my sister Ingrid Alexander, so glad you're back. You're saying, I don't need your energy to be energized. Yes, that's right. Now, I need you. I want you to come back next week. I need you all because you are a blessing to me and you share. And so this is part of my growth as well, because having the level of education that I have to be ever so careful to stay connected to the people because there's something in your mind that needs to fuel me so that I might know, because I don't know everything. So I need you because you have some informal information, right? I can't just keep my head in a book. I need to be serving you. I need to be listening to you. I need to know what you can contribute. But if you don't even think that you can contribute anything, because Dr. McCoy has a PhD, or because Dr. McCoy, no, I am a regular human just like you. I did the work. The only difference between you and I is that you have it. If you ever feel intimidated, for example, by a person, it may be because you haven't become the person that you need to be. If you ever feel jealous because of another person, it's because you haven't become the person you need to be. I told someone the other day, I have reached the mountaintop and I'm not coming down there. You got to come up here to where I am. And what I'm saying is we all have that mountaintop potential. But we don't always take the trek up the mountain. I'm not coming down there. Some people are not coming down there. You're going to have to come on up. And if you're coming down for the sake of someone else, you need to reevaluate that action. I got to put the Bible in there. Nehemiah. Nehemiah was on the wall doing work. And many Bible scholars, you know about this. Nehemiah was doing the work. And there were guys who wanted him to come down. And Nehemiah says, I cannot come down. See that? So again, when I say I'm not coming down there, I'm not putting you beneath me. I'm just simply saying we ought to all be on the mountaintop. God hasn't created us to be down in valleys. Even when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God is with us, but we don't stay there all the time. So if you haven't reached your mountaintop experience yet, it is not too late. And I am here and will continue to be here to push you along because you need that real talk. So whenever you see the green background, let me remind you, it's not Bible study. It's me doing what I didn't have to get a PhD in, and that's talk. So I'm going to be honest with you, and I see you all becoming the person that I am needing to be. That's right. And I see you, Sister Janet, saying, okay, then, so true. And my brother is saying, come on, sis, talk. Yes. Yes. So I am, yes. So becoming the person you need to be. Some of you are not in the relationships you should be in or want to be in because you're not who you need to be. You're not in that job because you're not who you need to be. You can talk about them all you want to. But 2022 is all about you. Now, there are people who do us wrong and all those other kinds of things. But what I'm saying is if I would have just sat with what people told me, those negative things, right, I wouldn't be who I need to be. And I'm still growing. So I still have to watch what I take in. There are people who still say crazy things. And I'm not talking about just people who are close to me. I'm talking about like social media. I'm talking about like the news. They're always telling you what you cannot be. And then they want to tell you what they want you to be. You can't be this, but you can be this. No, I'll get out of all your boxes. For a matter of fact, there are no boxes. You know how people say think outside of the box? Forget that. There is no box. There is no box. All right. So shut out the world. That's what I see you. Shut out the world when need be. There you go. Just close it. Sometimes I just stay in my house and I just don't talk to anybody. Not because I'm upset, not because they've done anything, but I need to be with me right now. Okay. And even if you're like married or if you have kids, that's a wonderful thing. But be reminded that you need to be with you. You need to be with you, because what will happen is you will disappear in all of those other relationships. You'll disappear. There'll be no more you. That's why when people are like married, for example, and their spouses die, they don't know what to do with themselves because they didn't do anything with themselves. That's why you don't know what to do with yourself. I'm not talking about grief. Grief is a wonderful thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you being with you enough to appreciate your own company, to then be able to reevaluate what you need to do so that by 2023, you won't be posting 2023 is my year. Every year ought to be your year. Why do you keep posting the same things on Facebook? Why do you keep saying the same things? You're better than that. So what are you doing with your time? Yes, solo time is a must. And you still need peace. That's right. You need space. You need you. Yes, you need other people, but you need you. You are awesome and you are good company. That's why people want to spend time with you. That's why they ask you to do things. That's why I'm asking you to come back, because I want to hear from you. I need you, and then I need me. Because you're not going to be able to give me the kind of pep talk that I can give myself, because you don't know my full story. Some of you didn't know about my education things until I just told you, but I've always known. So then that means I know me better than you know me. So I need time with me in order to adjust. So I need me. And I need you. So make sure you come back next week. All right. So that's the talk. That's the talk. So again, this will not be Bible study. This will simply be a talk. So this was about time. All right. And I see you saying, come on, keep going. I see you now. I can't talk. But yes, I'm going to talk to you at least once a month. Okay. So when you see the green background, that's what this is about. So yes, I'm talking about you. I'm not saying I don't know who this is for. This is for you. I need you to think about how you're using your time. I need you to really think about how you're using your time to prove things to yourself. Okay, I'm going to end with that. How are you using your time to prove things to yourself? Not when it comes to the whatever else, but to you. How are you using your time to prove to you? I proved to myself that, I can learn. I proved to myself, that it's okay that God made me with chocolate brown skin and kinky hair. I proved to myself that I add value to a space when I enter it, whether you recognize it or not, because you know what? A rose still smells sweet, even if you don't sniff it. Thank you for being here. God bless you. Thank you. Come back, okay? I need me and I need you, okay? God bless you. Thank you on the conference call line and thank you on social media. Hey, go and prove something to yourself. Have a good evening.